So there is one question which is around machine learning and data analytics in terms of how that could be used in the implementation in context to our.
I mean, if it's about machine learning in general, so then I would say Pix4D software is really good to create the high quality data you need to start the machine learning. You can also label basically the data with the annotation tools, then export the high resolution image data. So you can export it as GeoTIFF in all industry standard formats and feed that into a data analytics pipeline. For example, if you want to build your own machine learning models in Python, Pix4D software will basically generate your high quality image data that they can use to train those models. Of course, we try on our own to add those models over time, like the magic tools. That was our first approach. And we probably will also go in the next years into more sophisticated things like counting plants, stand counts and things like that. But yeah, that would be my answer for that question.
Is it possible to identify whitefly infestation in coconut trees using multispectral imaging?
Yeah, that comes back to agronomic knowledge, which I don't have for coconut trees and the specific disease. So what I would say is, if this insect damages the trees, then you will see that in the multispectral data. So you will see some kind of anomaly in the tree, especially if you have flown when the tree was healthy and then flew multiple times during the season. You will see that, for example, the NDVI gets lower, or you will see some kind of patterns in the images. That could be an indication that there's an infestation. Of course, it will not pop up and say, okay, this is whitefly infestation. So you need still some kind of street smartness to then do something with the data. But if the crop is stressed, you will definitely see it.
This is for it says commercial uses of the multispectral payload on UAV and how helpful it would be for the research purpose. So if you can maybe give some idea to the user in terms of what are the commercial uses of the multispectral payload.
Yeah, so commercial use, I am not sure 100% what you mean. For example, if you are a service provider, of course, you can just offer multispectral data, for example, to crop breeders, to research institutes, to governments. I think there are a lot of different opportunities where people actually would like to have the data, and maybe also some part of the analysis. For example, if you say, hey, I digitize your field trial and I give you an Excel sheet with per plot the average index values of the NDVI. I think that's something you can really sell, because usually people don't want to venture into that so deep. And with Pix4D fields, you can easily create that. Or even if there is like damage, there was a big storm event or something, and you can do like those assessments of the damages and sell the reports. So I would say, yeah, there are options to sell multispectral data. Of course, the more you analyze on top of it, like creating the maps for the farmers for their tractors, identifying the weeds, of course, those kind of things are much more valuable than the raw data itself.
If you can maybe shed some light in terms of how, if I'm a service provider, right, and I have a couple of customers as a research institute, how and I would say sell, how is it commercially viable? So there have been a couple of questions which come in around this. I would like you to maybe spare some time and if you could give some insights on this.
I think so what we have is, you have to get started, right? I mean, somewhere. In terms of giving services, like we mentioned already, whether it's academic or if it's specific farmers or farmer cooperations, or if there are forest departments that would like to have this kind of data, we can connect you to some of them who come to us for services, and we don't give services directly. So if you have the drone and the payload, we can route those inquiries to you, right? But in terms of what specific outputs they would want, there might be somebody who just wants a RGB map. There might be somebody who wants a NDVI map, right? So I think building that subject matter, getting the subject matter expert into the loop is very important, and getting to know what the outcome is. Because most people will not just want a 2D map or a 3D model, but they will want some analytics on top of it.